Donald Mustard has revealed so much to us about Fortnite, the metaverse, him retiring. We are going to go through all of it, and we are going to go through a series of tweets from people popular on X, from popular creators in general, diving into what everybody thinks of this. I'm going to give my reaction to all of those, and I would love to know what you guys think about everything afterwards. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's get started. I want to get started actually with Donald Mustard, and then we're going to dive into what Donald Mustard was saying. I want to upload probably a Clencast, diving like really laid back into what Donald Mustard had to say, how I'm feeling about it. But for now, I'm going to walk through this and give my general opinions on the matter. If you don't want to hear exactly what Donald Mustard said and just get into everybody's reactions, just skip a little bit into the video because we're going to get into a lot of angry people. We're going to explain it all. It's going to be an absolute blast. So I want to start off with Donald Mustard, the first original tweet that seemingly came out of nowhere the other day. Huge thanks to Steven Totolio for the opportunity to discuss Fortnite and tell some fun stories about other games I made with teams at Epic and Share. This is really crazy because I saw this and I was like, oh my god, is there a Donald Mustard interview? And then of course there isn't exactly one on YouTube, and we had to dive a little bit more into it, but all the information came out, and I want to bring you over to FireMonkey's page because FireMonkey did a great job recapping everything that Donald Mustard ended up talking about. We're going to read that, and like I said, after that, we are going to get into the angry people, the people explaining different people's reactions. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. These videos have been doing fantastic, so thank you for the support recently. Anyways, another statement on what Donald Mustard wanted with Fortnite's Vibin season. Mustard also began itching to work on new projects and decided to accelerate Fortnite's story. He crammed in some high points. I threw myself a fireworks show. I got Darth Vader in, got Indiana Jones in. I've got to make sure that I've got all the stuff that I needed for me. That's why the season is called Vibin. It's all just like hanging out, just a celebration. And what's funny is we all thought that Donald Mustard was gone during Chapter 3 Season 2 after Collision. He was done, right? Because Vibin ended up being one of the most hated seasons of all time, which is ridiculous, by the way, that I'm seeing all of this love for Vibin all of the sudden, because you know how everybody's been talking about Fortnite officially being dead with this recent news and Donald Mustard, the metaverse, everything? Yeah, we were hearing the same things during Vibin. We've been hearing the same things before, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But anyways, it's interesting that that's Donald Mustard's big celebration. I think it was MrJoi that pointed out. Forgive me if I'm incorrect on that, but somebody... Oh, no, it was Jojo Josiah. That's who it was. Jojo pointed this out, where he said the visitor retiring was Donald Mustard closing the show in Vibin. I know he wasn't originally the first person to say that, but Jojo was the one who's saying, like, I was saying this back then, and then everybody was hating on me for it, which is crazy. I don't know if we're actually going to take a look at that tweet, but regardless, it's really cool that Donald Mustard did end up getting everything that he did in there. But FireMonkey continued on with the interview and pointed out another thing that Donald Mustard said. From the start, Mustard wanted Fortnite to feel like it occurred in an evolving world. Other multiplayer games had sequels and expansions or added new maps. He wanted his game's playing field to feel different. The island will evolve and will change over time so that we build nostalgia with history with the story. Mustard recalls thinking, that was always there from day one. Of course, something that we all know and love about Fortnite. Continuing on, in 2023, Mustard decided to leave Epic. He was working on a secret new project about which he'll only say that it wasn't a game. It started to be out of alignment with all of the stuff Epic should be focusing on, he says. Mustard told Epic CEO Tim Sweeney he was leaving. His goal, he says, is to develop technologies and processes to help figure out what is the storytelling medium of the future. And what does that even mean? Honestly, I don't know what it means, but I've got some ideas, and we have some ideas. So anything that Donald Mustard ends up working on, storyline related, is phenomenal. I will sit back and say, I will say this, Donald Mustard is one of the best storytellers I have ever seen in my life. The difference in everything that he said, the uniqueness to Fortnite's story, the map being the main character, the way that we feel such nostalgia for different Fortnite seasons, it's incredible. It's an incredible idea, and I will forever look up to that man. Donald Mustard's had another statement on what he wanted Fortnite to be. I wanted to create a place that was basically like being out in the backyard when you were a kid in the 80s, or playing with your toys on the playroom floor, he says. There was no one there saying, well, Spider-Man's allowed to do this, and Batman's only allowed to do this, and Barbie can't hang out with Spider-Man. I'm like, I want to create something where you can hang out with your friends and express yourself however you want. And it's really cool to see that that all came true, right? You have Batman being able to use the Spider-Man gloves. You have literally anybody being able to use the Infinity Gauntlet. So it's really cool to see with all this, and I was really looking forward to seeing Donald Mustard have an interview. One of the goals for the channel, by the way, would be to have a conversation with Donald Mustard. That would be absolutely fantastic one day. But anyways, like, it's really cool to see that while he didn't achieve everything that he wanted to with the storyline, he succeeded in creating this amazing idea that he had. Let's continue on to Fire Monkey. The original black hole was Donald Mustard's idea. His part of the interview is about why he wanted it is below. This is a live service game, he remembers thinking. We're never gonna have a sequel, so how do I sequel without doing a sequel? Take the game offline, he realized, make people miss it, and bring it back just different enough for what people would be Fortnite Chapter 2. A few of us would actually decide everything that's going on at Epic, and so I went to them first, he says. They're like, we love it, we support you, you go for it. The marketing team was more skeptical, so I went, alright everybody, here's the crazy idea. We're doing this and we're turning the game off for a month. I knew it wasn't going to be a month. People were like, what? Really? I just wanted it to be 3 days. So over 6 months, we were planning this crazy thing. I let them whittle it down to exactly what I wanted in the first place. Absolutely genius. Absolutely genius from Donald Mustard here. I absolutely love to see it. But anyways, bringing it back to Fire Monkey. The last season Donald Mustard oversaw was vibin'. When he asked about live events, this is what he said, and this is the biggie. This is where everybody is going a little bit crazy, okay? It was resources, Mustard says. He wound down his work to Fortnite in 2022. The last season he oversaw was vibin', the game's 21st. By mid-2022, Epic was committing to building LEGO Fortnite and Fortnite Racing, the new expansion of Fortnite, into a proper multi-game metaverse that would go live in December 2023. To build all this stuff, it takes so many people and so much time, Mustard says. Basically, the event team was starting to be needed to work on other stuff, and it was devastating to me because I'm like, this is actually the magic, and not everyone at Epic agrees with that. I want to take a little bit of a pause there. It's sad, okay? I miss Fortnite storyline, I miss the live events, and what people are really upset about is the fact that this basically confirms that a live event and the storyline is no longer Epic's priority. They are now focusing on the metaverse. Everybody is hugely upset with that. I'm coming from a perspective, and I know a lot of people have been not angry with me recently, not angry, but a lot of people have been disagreeing with me. I will forever miss this era of Fortnite. I just understand where Epic's coming from. I understand that their goal is to make money. It would make sense if they have this entire metaverse that they want to push. Yeah, you know what? They're gonna have to cut live events, because honestly, think about it for a second. Yeah, live events bring the Fortnite fans together. Live events are amazing, but probably 3/4 of the time, everybody ends up just crapping on the live events afterwards. Like, what the hell was that? Let's take a look at the last live event, the Big Bang. Of course, one of the reasons why I enjoyed that was because I expected it to kind of be a little bit of an advertisement for the metaverse, and I expected not be really lore heavy like with the scientists. It would be cool if it was the case, but I wasn't expecting it. But everybody's looking at that and going, oh my god, Epic Games, this is ridiculous, which understandably so. Before that, Fracture, yeah, you know what, that makes sense for everybody to hate. But half of the live events, if you want to like go rewind through everything, yeah, Collision was good, but even if you're getting into Donald Mustard's live events in general, people ended up like not liking it afterwards or not living up to the hype. But my point being, there are so many different things Fortnite can do. For example, Fortnite OG. Fortnite OG is probably the biggest thing that Epic Games can and will ever do. They probably need so much time to work on that. Why would they work on a live event when they can work on this stuff? Now, the alternative to that, the other argument is, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get into another tweet talking about that, is people saying, why can't they coexist? Why can't Epic Games work on live events and work on this brand new stuff and work on the metaverse at the same time? To that, I actually agree with that. But at the end of the day, I'm not Epic Games. I don't run Epic Games. Live events must not be worth the work that they're doing, because if it was, then Epic Games would keep doing it. That's exactly correct. And Donald Mustard, we were blessed to have Donald Mustard around, because no matter what, Donald Mustard cared about the story. He cared about the players. He wanted everybody to experience his story. Probably even if it lost him money, Donald Mustard would be down to do it. But anyways, before we get into the rest of the tweets, because I want to take a look at what a lot of different people are saying about this, okay? We're going to take a look at one more thing from Fire Monkey. I believe it's one more thing. Yes, one more thing. We're going to take a look at Fire Monkey. And one more point that I did want to mention before moving into it is the metaverse, the idea that people are getting wrong. Everybody's saying, taking everything that we've taken a look at from Donald Mustard and saying something to the extent of, oh my god, Epic Games kicked Donald Mustard out. Donald Mustard left because he hates the direction that Epic Games is going. Donald Mustard left because of the metaverse. That's completely incorrect. We know, if I can find the picture, it might be a little bit difficult to find, or I'll forget during editing. Apologies if it's not there, but it's not uncommon to see on the internet. Donald Mustard had a really old photo for the idea of Fortnite, and there were all these different modes. Battle Royale here, PvE mode everywhere, an open world type thing. I don't remember exactly what was in there, but it was a metaverse. The metaverse was Donald Mustard's idea. That is what Donald Mustard would want to do. And if you want to talk about going back to like having a little bit of an 80s playground type thing, you could literally do anything. You could play football. You could play with some sticks. The metaverse is what Donald Mustard wanted to achieve, but he also wanted his story throughout everything. Anyways, let's take a look at one more thing from the interview, and then we are going to get into everybody's tweets. Donald Mustard's official statement on a lack of Samus in Fortnite. They got really hung up on their characters showing up on platforms that weren't their platforms, Mustard says. Fortnite ran on all consoles and PC, even mobile at the time, meaning all the crossover characters would show up on all of those devices. They would be thrilled to have Nintendo characters in Fortnite, but only if it's on their platform. Epic would not okay platform-specific characters. For me and for all Epic, we're like, this is an absolute must. We want to make sure that Fortnite is the same experience no matter what screen or device you're playing on. I sat back when I saw that and I'm like, yep, that's Nintendo. Why? Come on, Nintendo, man. That's a little bit ridiculous, but at the end of the day, it is their characters, right? Now, anyways, it's probably been a little while since I started the video. I don't know how long I've been recording for, but let's take a look at what a bunch of people had to say on Twitter, starting off with Dumb Blonde Gaming. This is just awful. Yeah, okay, they're making a metaverse, but now it feels like any other game. They're removing the core of what made Fortnite so special, the reasons why it blew up and became what we all loved so much. This just sucks. I actually don't agree with this. It does not feel like any other game. It feels a little bit similar to other games, like the gunplay definitely feels like other games. I don't like the hit scan. I don't like attachments. Makes me feel like I'm playing Battlefield, Call of Duty. That I get. And Fortnite is becoming a little bit, the Battle Royale specific, I mean. It's coming a little bit more like other games, but with Unreal Engine creative and everything that's going on, they have Lego, you have rocket racing. I don't think it makes it just feel like any other game. And you see this argument a lot, the people talking about, well, this is what made Fortnite so special. I disagree, man. I disagree. It was just as free-to-play Battle Royale that everybody could have the same experience on, whether you're on PC, Switch. Listen, how many people do you know that's outside of this little niche corner of the internet that are so dialed into the storyline? How many people do you know outside of that that are really into the Fortnite storyline? Not a lot of people, because I know people throughout the entirety of me playing this game, throughout straight from 2018 when the game got popular. Everyone just logged on to play a free Battle Royale that anybody could play. It was fun, it was simple, it was the way the game flowed. It wasn't necessarily the storyline. I went my entire time playing this game. My friends from 2018, the majority of them still play Fortnite today. None of them have ever cared about the Fortnite storyline. I know we all love it, but it's understandable for this to be something that Epic Games doesn't prioritize. It's this, the metaverse taking over the Fortnite storyline and Donald Mustard leaving, really, to put it in perspective, like to the tweet, it blows up why we love the game, but the vast majority of the player base just comes online to play. I want to take a look at another tweet over from MrJoi. The storyline versus metaverse narrative. I understand the outcry about Donald wanted this for Fortnite. Yes, it's not completely his vision, but it's ultimately unrealistic. For Fortnite Epic's metaverse to embody one person's dream. Story would have been woven in more with Donald's vision by the sounds of it, but the metaverse would have still been here. That is exactly correct. People are taking what Donald Mustard said and completely taking it out of context. Donald Mustard still wanted the storyline, but like MrJoi said, for Fortnite Epic's metaverse to embody one person's dream. Unfortunately, it just can't be that way. I don't know why. I don't know why Epic Games can't have it that way. I don't know why they can't coexist. I would love, again, actually, it'd be cool if we can get this channel big enough where we can take a look at actually Tim Sweeney, talk to him about everything. It'd be really cool, but I like what MrJoi had to say here. That's completely accurate. Let's take a look at another tweet by the username of Comet. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if Fortnite is really bothering you, you can just take a break and stop playing. Games are meant to be fun. Don't ruin it for others online. This I completely agree with. I don't understand why people invest so much of their personality. And I will say, again, I understand if you're like a full-time streamer or trying to be a full-time YouTuber, someone to that extent where your life kind of actually is intertwined with the gaming. I don't understand why regular people are sitting there and getting so upset about it. Just play a different game. If you don't like Fortnite, don't play it. Like, I know that sounds harsh, and I know you can still miss your game, but to get really that bent out of shape out of it, I don't know, man. We're going to take a look at another tweet from SquatterDog in just a second. It's very, very interesting. But guys, I want to take a pause on the video really quick. I won't hold you. As you guys know, I just had a newborn. My wife, my child, we're all living very, very happy right now. My wife's off of work. So guys, if you do not have a creator that you are supporting in the item shop, please consider using code Clen in the item shop. My goal with my YouTube channels this year is to make enough money where my wife does not have to go back to work once this year's over, and I would love to make that a reality for her. I'm so happy having her home with the baby right now. We are living in quite a lovely household, and I would hate for that to be broken apart in a year. So your support means so much to me. We've seen a little bit of a boost in it since I started advertising these. Thank you very much for dealing with them in the videos. I know it takes away from it a little bit, but please, if you if you're not using a supporter creator code, please consider using code Clen in the item shop. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get back to the video though. Let's take a look at what SquatterDog had to say on Twitter. A lot of passionate voices in the Fortnite scene. Kind of wish they could see their own burnout instead of taking out on the game and others. Change can be really hard. If we could live in nostalgia and the good old days, we would indefinitely. But in my opinion, change isn't what is risky, but being stagnant is. The game can outgrow us all. Some of us need to realize that. I actually don't have anything to add to that. That is so well said. That is so well said. I want to read it to you one more time. Take it in. A lot of passionate voices in the Fortnite scene. Kind of wish they could see their own burnout instead of taking it out on a game and others. Change can be really hard. If we could live in nostalgia and the good old days, we would indefinitely. But in my opinion, change isn't what is risky, but being stagnant is. The game can outgrow us all. Some of us need to realize that. Again, I'm sorry, I don't have anything to add to that. That was a very, very well thought out tweet by SquatterDog, and Straw Desert actually had something to reply to that. This right here, it's okay to feel this way too. Long form games that last for years will do this to you. But if you get too invested and change happens, you best prepare for some need to step back. That's why I don't go too far with it. Just enjoy what we got when we got it. Sorry if I butchered a little bit reading there. I've been talking for a little while. Anyways, I love that last part especially. Just enjoy what we got when we got it. Think about every other Fortnite season. People are talking about how much they loved vibing now. Enjoy it while it's here, guys, because you're going to miss it one day, man. Now, a very simple tweet we have next. One that is arguably the most important out of everything. A user by the name of The Bright Knights had this to say. I guarantee if Fortnite stayed to its roots, you would all be complaining that it never changed. This is so accurate. It's such a simple tweet, but it's probably the most truthful that we've taken a look at today out of everything that we've talked about. It's so true. If Epic Games didn't do anything, if we stayed in the OG days and Epic Games never changed anything, everybody would be like, Epic Games, where's the updates? How about this? How about this? Everybody whining and crying about all the updates in Season 9 and Season X especially, and then Chapter 2, Season 1 rolls around. Epic Games, where's the updates? Like, it's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'll move on to another tweet by the username of, Denny. I want to know who at Epic decided we can't have live events and a well-thought-out storyline and also build a Fortnite metaverse at the same time. Both can coexist. You're a multi-billion-dollar company, just hire more people. Oh, wait, you fired them. Little bit of, what do you call it, aggression towards that tweet, but I actually don't understand that myself, and that's why one day I would love to talk to these guys. I would love to get to the channel to a point where I could like actually have some reach and talk to these guys, because that would make sense to me. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. Why can't you give the hardcore fans what they want and have your metaverse? I don't really get it. I don't understand why you can't just have another team. My only theory is it would make a lot of sense. Like it must not bring as many players as we think. Like I said, think about the people in your day-to-day life who care about the Fortnite storyline compared to people that just play Fortnite. It's little to none. It really is. So I'm thinking like maybe they lose actually a lot of money on this, and Donald Mustard would be like, sick, I'm telling the story, don't care, I'll take that. But the goal of Epic Games is to make money. The goal of Tim Sweeney is to make money. And anybody sitting here and saying that they'd create a company and run, if they were in charge of Epic Games, and say that they would just toss all that aside to make fans happy, they're not being honest with themselves. Now, as for firing people, we still don't know exactly why people got fired. There is so much more to this than, oh, well, we're building a metaverse, see you later. There's so much more to that we don't know. And it's not fair for us to just yell at Epic Games about that. Again, I feel bad for people who had their families affected. It's horrible, okay? It really is. I always feel bad, especially when somebody like has to support a family, loses their job. But we don't know the situation at Epic Games, and I will not sit here and pretend to know. And I think it's a little bit insulting to everyone's intelligence that people sit here and pretend like they know as well. It's not that simple. It never will be that simple, but I would actually like for them to coexist. I don't personally see a reason other than, okay, this must be really, really not affecting Epic Games in these live events and these storylines, people working just for a little bit of game. That's my only idea with it. But anyways, I want to take a look at another tweet by HappyPower. I called this when he left and everyone said, no, he's just retiring, or maybe he just wants to rest. Friendly reminder, he did not retire and works with the Russo brothers now. He works with the Russo brothers now? I didn't know that. If anybody could clear that up in the comments, I would greatly appreciate that. Anyways, Donald was for the community, likely the only higher up at Epic who deeply cared for the game, storyline, and events. He was essentially forced out in favor of this garbage metaverse plan. If they continue to give Donald the freedom to expand the game as he envisioned, things will be very different right now. Plus, live events. What a sad time. Just my personal opinion, though. I don't think that it's really correct to say he was forced out. It's very clear that Donald Mustard decided to step down, but what's he gonna do? Hey, everybody at the company, listen to me. Like, he can't do that. That's not really fair. They have a vision. I know it's sad, okay? It's sad, but you gotta look at this objectively. So I'm really interested, actually, because I didn't know that he's working with the Russo brothers. I mean, maybe it's wishful thinking, but I would really like to see him working on some comics. I think that would be really cool. But anyways, let's continue on to Restro. We are never going to get this era of Fortnite storyline back again. I'm genuinely just saddened by everything I've read from Donald Mustard's interview. I'm very happy for Donald. I'm glad he's doing what he wants to do, but I'm genuinely just at a loss for words. And he had this tweet that he posted the other day that he's quoting, Fortnite actually peaked here. I actually quoted that and said something along the lines of, nobody's ready for this conversation because it's Chapter 2 Season 7, Chapter 2 Season 8, Chapter 3 Season 1, Chapter 3 Season 2. That is entirely accurate. If you want to talk about a peak for Fortnite, I think that's the best you could possibly do. But I am just like Restro. I'm sad. I'm going to be uploading either a long video or a Clencast talking about my general feelings with this, because a lot of content creators are talking about quitting, or at least thinking about leaving the game. A lot of storyline communities taking off, because this, of course, kind of confirms that the Fortnite storyline we all know and love is not going to be a thing anymore. And that's where people are really deeply upset about, and I can't wait to talk about that, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, change is part of life. All good things must come to an end. Guys, speaking of things coming to an end, it's the end of this video. Check out the video on screen if you'd like to continue taking a look at some Twitter drama. Take care, everybody.